My humanity family, good afternoon or good morning. It is 11:32 where I am. The fucking Mark Zuckerberg, he locked my account. As every day, I am going via lots of stuff and tons of stuff. I am with my books. I am with my books, with my laptop, studying, doing research, stuff like that, and searching abroad. The Muslims and the Jews and the Christians and the neighborhood via with Somaliland, who raped me and thrown me from the 10th floor in Egypt and made me 50 years victim of crimes against humanity, filled me with all those metals, and locking me for more than 2 years inside the house, as if I am amid the Gaza-Israel war. And the criminal who says I am a man, come to me, is saying yes about what? Iman Khalifa. I don't know why is she obsessed with me along her neighborhood. Her fucking bastard. الهيرنجز of the USA بتهكسس. المosque was reciting, they are talking about themselves, pedophilia. There are يعني في ذنوب. God forgives some stuff. He does not forgive anything. Being a pedophilic, sodomist, and a rapist, terrorist, and trafficker. This is, you have death sentences. This neighborhood along their mosques, BSI, MSF, SO, State, along other millions within the Christian world, Muslim world, Jewish world, they should be killed. They should be killed. They don't have, like, I, as a human being, I am without sins. I am telling you, there is nothing called sins. I will tell you the food the Muslims are cooking inside the kitchen. Nobody has any sins. اللي هو majority of the people are victims of trafficking, terrorism, and crimes against humanity and evil. The Muslims and the Jews and the Christians, what they are cooking in the kitchen, they are cooking food of shahwa, luwat, zina. This neighborhood, along other many places, BSI, MSF, so state, this is the places of production of Pornhub haram. They work in trafficking and terrorism for the Muslims, Jews, and the Christians. They should be all of them killed, majority of them. And this neighborhood, along majority of those neighbors, they should be killed. And their mosque is locked and demolished. He was reciting this morning عبس وتولى and Surat Ad-Duha. They are fucking bastards. I am locked 50 years. I am locked 2 years inside the house. They are chasing me and saying via the microphones, open the door, let everybody, and I'll rape you. We won't. And Firi, she is a sharmota. A whore. Haram doer. Not only haram doer, she forces along her neighborhood with her mosques. She forces haram on the innocent. And is engaged in pedophilia, sodomist, and rape, terrorism, trafficking, and all sorts of haram stuff. He was reciting عبس وتولى in the morning prayers. And they do actually, they even spray the area and the neighborhood from the windows, from the doors, from everywhere. They spray it with stuff and even cook. Besides cooking food of haram, they spray you with the stuff and give you stuff where they completely erase your memory. They are fucking, they should be, and they are threatening me. Some days I am unable to open an orphan. I came from the market. I was unable to open my toilet door. Another day my sister came and the sheikh accused of pedophilia. They say he wants you. He says I am a mad, I am a whore, I am a retard, I am this and that. And he fabricated the stuff about me. And lots of criminals inside this house are his agents, and they all of them made everybody anal rape me, and they made videos of it. My rectum fall from anal rape. I was putting and the hole of my anus widened, and a rectum fall, and I was bleeding to death, and I filled it with toilet papers to stop the. And my fucking sister bought bought a bedroom, and she's saying I am like sorting what I am sorting your mess. What fucking mess? She was writing from Muslims and the Jews and the Christians took her to Norway, made her a PhD. If I went to the Western world, I would have never came to Somaliland or the fucking Muslim world. They took me to a place where they took my medical reports and everything, and I was trafficked like the victims of Matt Gates, and I never graduated. The orphan says I graduated in September. September is like Ramadan, ninth month of the Islamic calendar. In 9 months of the Islamic calendar, this is Ramadan. The Muslims gave me peptic ulcer and said sexual slaves are not obliged to fast. What fucking religion is this? The Muslims gave me peptic ulcer, and I was bleeding from front and behind. He said I graduated in September. In 9 months is 9/11 and they talk so much about Belinis. This neighborhood talks so much. It is a terrorism, trafficking, Pornhub production, pedophilia, sodomist neighborhood, funded by Muslims, Jews, and Christians. And they talk so much about Belinis. I don't know, are they associated to the hijackers of the planes who committed the 9/11? He said, I graduated. El orphan says, I graduated in September. I graduated in September. September is the month, 9th month. The 9th month of the Islamic calendar is Ramadan, where the Muslims fast. The Quran descended upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in regards to the Islamic world, it is the month that they hit aeroplanes to 9/11 in the fucking buildings of the Western world, where they say it is like a plot by the Jews and the Muslims and Christians, the Muslims, Jews, and the Christians. So they loot together Islamic world filled with all sorts of resources, natural resources, people to be trafficked, organs to be harvested. Imagine the fucking Muslims were aiding the Jews and the Christians, so they still together and traffic, and still Somaliland is like this. So they do all those sorts of crimes against the innocent. He says, I graduated in September. And even, my graduation certificate that the Egyptians given me, they wrote on it the birthday of my sister, who says I will be with her mom, with her other siblings, with her relatives, with whom made her a billionaire. They say we will be locking you in a mental asylum, stealing your organs, throwing you outside of the house, harvesting your organs, locking you in penis bases. And the Egyptians, when they raped me, they wrote on my graduation certificate the birthday of my evil sister that committed all sorts of horrendous crimes with the help of the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims. They wrote on till this day, I am unable to graduate. 50 years, I am unable to graduate. They wrote her birthday on my graduation certificate. What is the fucking relationship between me and her? She has her own life. She became a billionaire. What is between me and her? Nothing. And she comes and says, El house is my house. I will be expelling you, and you will be raped for life. She and her family, and the Jews and the Christians who made her a billionaire. Every day I am applying for jobs abroad. I am applying for the green card, the lottery card. Imagine. He says I graduated in September. I am telling you, this was a plot by the Muslims and the Jews and the Christians. I was trafficked, and they planned for for me to be trafficked and my organs to be harvested. There is even a criminal, an Asian, an Indian, and he is saying, he was hosted by Lex Fridman, and he is saying we should have killed. Why are we? Even my mom says, and the Muslims, they are saying, you are not making us. Even Lex Fridman, anybody, the Muslims are saying, you are not making us happy. You should be killed. Are you making everybody and I'll rape you? Are you? We want you to prostitute you, to traffic you, to make you sexual slave. Are you obeying the orders? We should. This neighborhood should be killed. They should be killed. They wrote on my graduation certificate 24 September 2009, when the birthday of my sister. What is this fuck? And they raped me. I never graduated. This was sent years after I was raped and thrown from the 10th floor. Why are they writing her fucking birthday on my graduation certificate? A bunch of criminals, haram doers, and they say, she is yours, she is her, you are hers, her is who, yours what? What is this? And they are talking about, I will be organ harvested, I will be locked in penis bases, this and that will be occurring to me. Imagine, this is the greatest plot of all plots. The orphan says, I graduated in September. What is this? I graduated in September. He never went, they made him graduate and he never went to university. I am going to show you a book about a criminal. I listened to some of his talks. He talks about hunter-gatherers. His book is called The Big Four. And he is talking about tech companies. And like Vivek Ramaswamy, he's talking about respect. He wrote this book, The Big Four. Every day, I am doing stuff. I am going via stuff. I am applying for jobs abroad. By age 50, my mom and father, they were grandparents. By age 50, my mother and father, they were grandparents. This Mark Zuckerberg, who said we removed fact checking and we have become like X, and there won't be fact checkers, and everybody is protesting and saying they made us unemployed. And we are replacing it with something called a community notice. And he's talking about like an Orwellian society. And he's condemning Tim Cook and the monopoly of Apple products and stuff like that. All of them. This is Scott. He wrote this book. He wrote this book, Scott Galloway, The Big Four. And he's talking about, it is a great book, but he is an evil person. In one of the places, he's talking about hunter-gatherers societies and stuff like that. and he is talking with this woman. I liked her talk. I listened I listened to one of her talks where they hosted like Elon Musk, and she said we have been trying for years to host you, and she is like insulting him, not insulting him. She's talking about him like Pete Hexis. He have drinking issues. Even the Young Turks, they talked about an article that was written about the tech society, and they are talking about them being heavily addicted to medications and اللي هو narcotics and alcohol. This woman, she is fighting with Jeff Bezos, and she's talking about the Washington Post, and along with it is like the dynamic of the show is the dynamic of their talk is she's saying I didn't invite you, I didn't want to talk with you, and she's talking about her writing capabilities, and she says I know I am a great writer, and he is saying to her if you want to do actually my brother was saying to me I love like the criminals of Somaliland. Yesterday he was saying to me their mosque and area and neighborhood says that قايلة واحنا جماعة قاعدين who I if I am shouting and screaming they say ما ضاع حق وراءه طالب. I am demanding and fighting for my rights, my civil and my international human rights. I am fighting for my civil and my international human rights as a human being. I have civil rights, I have a civil rights, and as a citizen of the world, I have something called international human rights. I have international human rights. This is like forced, I am like forced torture. This is coercion to force somebody into slavery, imposing sexual slavery. This is trafficking. I am fighting for my liberty. I am fighting for my freedom. I am fighting for my rights, civil ones and international ones. My brother was saying yesterday, I am sorting what fucking mess. I was working, I was doing charity, I was going to university. All of it was ruined, and they said to me, we are the gods of this world. There is no God. Did you believe this is story of worship God, and stuff like that? We are the gods of this nation and of the entire planet Earth and the universe. And my brother is repeating the evil that they are saying, and he's saying, and he's saying, I thought you are a woman of knowledge. What is if I am not a woman of knowledge, why are you every day erasing our memory? We are toiling. Whatever university we go, you are ruining it for us. 50 years we are unable to graduate because of you. If I am not the most capable person and most knowledgeable person and the greatest person on planet Earth, whatever job I go and university, why are you ruining it for me? As I told you, I don't know this fucking zift. Arabs, مش عارفة ايه, Asians, Africans, خرا, all those zifts. If I talk about Palestine, I talk about it, any suffering human being around the world. I talk about them because of the humanity between one another. Muslims suffering here and there, I talk about them as suffering Muslims, like this Israel that says Israel is a Jewish state, and the Western world that say we are Christian societies. They are talking about themselves in neighborhood as if they don't. I don't know. Do you want this fucking bastard? People are asking him. You are raping, you are prostituting, you are doing all kinds of stuff and stuff like that. And they are talking about his addiction to alcohol and all, and the money he embezzled, and he created like organizations, and he committed fraud. It is like this nation. They go to the Muslim world, they collect billions of US dollars here and there, and even their organizations are like this. And do you think they are doing this for the sake of humanity and the sake of the Muslims? They built guest houses for orgy parties and haram parties where they are trafficking everybody on planet Earth. Are they doing this for goodness of mankind? Goodness of mankind? My brother is saying their talk is you cannot take something from us just like his mom, because there are criminals here and there saying, you want money? There is something we wanted to see. Their neighbor says, Fairy, where is the sea? We want to see. You want money? You want money? We want to see something. They should be killed, all of them. I don't know how millions of them actually. And the orphan, and they are chasing me with banties. He raped me with many. And he even brought his friends to the house, and they raped me. And the mosque is no, and the neighbor is no. And they dragged me and gave me something like injection, and they made videos of it, and they are saying, you will never come outside of the house until you say I was not raped, and you let everybody do haram with you. What is this, a religion? This is not a religion. Is this a religion? They are letting everybody go and come to their kitchen, what they are cooking inside of the kitchen. An orphan told them to cook that. They said to him, go to university, go to work. He said, I work for the military. I don't know who else is like this. He said, I work for the military. He brings the military of anal rape, where he drinks alcohol with them. He does drugs with them. And he said, I work for the police. I work for the intelligence. They bring on the television, we captured gangs selling drugs, alcohol, this and that. He works in the redistribution of the those confiscated materials. He is like a moron. What significance does he have? How is he working for El Sheikhs? How is he working for the military, for the police, for the intelligence? He's working for them in haram. And the confiscated drugs and alcohol, he redistributes it for the neighborhood and for the security and for the billionaires and for the government. What is his significance? He's 10 years old. How is he working for the sheikhs? He works for the terrorists and traffickers. How is he working for the sheikhs and the security and the billionaires and the government? What does he know? Me, 50 years, they are saying to me, shout as you want, scream as you want. There is no work you are getting. There is no this you are getting. You will not be getting outside of the house, this and that. And you are 10 years old, and everybody loves you, and you are going here and there, and even bringing sheikhs who raped me and the security inside the house. You work for them in trafficking, in terrorism, and the confiscated stuff they confiscate, you redistribute it among the youth and X and Z, الorphan, confiscated haram stuff, drugs and alcohol and X and Z. He redistributes it. How is he important? I am about to be killed everywhere. There is kids playing football, and the sheikhs and the military and the security and everybody on planet Earth, and they say throw the mobile and you will be killed. We don't want evidence. And the entire market, I am about to be killed again. Minor is chasing me on bicycles, and I don't know, and they are filled in market with the banties. And when are we going to talk? And a woman, my mom knows, stands beside a place for needles. We will inject you with something. What is his importance? How is he important? Or anybody? Me, 50 years studying, they said you know nothing. So in neighborhood, this is a plot. In neighborhood are bit hexes. They are worse than bit hexes. They are even engaged in pedophilia. beside all his crimes, they all of them BSI, MSF, SOSTET, all of them, and they are engaged in pedophilia. And he's reciting in the morning عبس وتولى والضحى. There are stuff Allah never forgives. All the major crimes, violence, violations, and stealing my entire life, my limbs, and 50 years with no job, with no university, and all sorts of crimes against humanity done to me and millions of innocent. This is stuff. God can never forgive it. Lord Almighty can never forgive such crimes. And he's reciting in the morning عبس وتولى والضحى. So this Scott Galloway, and he is talking about if you want something from X and Z via like harsh talk and shitting on them, this is a great woman. Apart, I am a Muslim, and as a human, even if I am not a Jew or a Christian, if I were a Jew and a Christian, her manner she is living in, she is a lesbian. This is something contrary to my religion, but she is a great woman. She knows her worth. She's fighting for her ideals and values, and she's saying to Scott Galloway, neither you nor your billionaire X and Z can compel me or force any evil on us, on her. يعني she's talking about herself. He has another talk with what is his name, Fred Zakaria. This is Scott Galloway, and they are talking about the politics and the youth and stuff like that. And Fred Zakaria says to him, I am in a hotel room. And there is no light in the hotel, or the lights are great. He's talking about I am in a hotel room and the lights are great. And they are talking, their only issue is they want a society of slaves. This even Vivek Ramaswamy, who says they are telling you a failure of the American, they are telling you about a failure, just like I told you. Ronald Reagan warned about this. Ummah fi khatar. He made a report called Ummah fi khatar, and he was talking about how American dominance around the globe and around the world and around planet Earth will decline because they are not, the society is not as it is supposed to be. He and Elon Musk are saying there are no like jobs in the society. I was listening. El Orphan says I started IT. What fucking IT? And I was listening to the U.S. Army, and they said we want IT guys. The U.S. Army, they want El Orphan. I don't know what are they going to do with him. He says I started IT. I was listening to the fucking U.S. military accused of all sorts of heinous stuff, and they said we want IT, and they did not say, just like Pete Hexis, a woman has no place in the military. There is a lot of chemistry will occur. What fucking chemistry? You do your fucking job, I will do my fucking job. Are you this fucking neighbor? They are inside their mosque and from the windows talking about sex. What is this? حياة الخرا, حياة الحرام. Inside the mosque they are talking about sex. What is this? What fucking chemistry? What fucking zift? You do your job, I will do my job. What is the relationship between us? There is no fucking relationship between us. Just colleagues. We are colleagues. And this same creature, Mark Wayne Mullen, he's mentally ill maybe, and he's talking about, and he's in other talks he was talking about Matt Gaetz, and he was saying, we all have seen in the Senate or the Congress, we have all seen videos he made of minors he did evil stuff with, and he trafficked, and all such heinous stuff. We saw videos. We saw videos. I They found something on him later on. He changed all his talk and he became bro Matt Gaetz. Suddenly he became bro Matt Gaetz. And he's saying, who doesn't come to work? Who is here in, he's talking about, I don't know which place. Is it the entire American society? What is this? Or the entire planet Earth? Who did not come to work drunk? Who did not cheat on his wife? This is like it is nations in decline. It is decayed nations, religiously, spiritually, intellectually. It is in decline. Indians are saying, we are going to import our people into the United States of America. Nobody else apart from them can do the jobs. There are great Indians, but majority of them, they are evil. And they are like shape-shifting. Whatever haram you tell them to do, they are going to do it. Who marries J.D. Vance? Even the American is an American woman. Me, I don't want to marry a Somali. And if I am going to marry a Muslim, I am going to marry a convert. A Western guy who became a Muslim. An Arab or a black Somali, a black slave. I will never marry a black slave. Or an Arab or such nations. If I'm going to marry a Muslim, it is a Western convert. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم says, الناس معادن خيارهم في الجاهلية خيارهم في الإسلام. The people are like metals, or like rare earth stuff, الstuff اللي هو natural resources. When they are great in their cultures and their societies, they become great additions. To humanity and mankind. They erased my memory, because the entire day I am reading, I am researching, I am studying, I am going via stuff. The entire day I am toiling. 50 years I am unable to graduate because of them. Just like in this nation, I was going in Egypt to two universities. I was working as a home teacher. I was doing charity work. And how did the Muslims, aided by the Jews and the Christians, repay me? Until this day, crimes against humanity. They did this to me. 50 years of this. I am unable to go outside even of the house. Beaten to death. They are trying to kill me. Am I not a woman? Everybody goes to the beauty salon. I went to the beauty salon. The whole nation beating me to death. I go to the market. Everybody is, and he's reciting, he is بيتهكس. This military, they do haram for the militaries and the securities, local and international. What is this? He assumes this BitHexes that said, I am unanswerable to anybody on planet Earth. The only discussion I'm going to have is those who in the Senate and in the Congress, and between me and my wife and Jesus Christ. A fucking zift haram doors. If you want to marry somebody, would you do the crimes against humanity that were committed against me? 50 years, no job, no university, no anything. What fucking marriage? They are terrorists and traffickers, pedophilia, sodomists, haram doers. work in alcohol and drug distribution for the Western world, for the Jews and the Christians. Haram Duar, a Jew married a Somaliland filth, and she is in the American universities. She's talking about Adna Adam. We don't know. Is she a Jew? Is she a Christian? Whatever her religion is. She's reading this from the papers. From papers. Adna Adam, she's the mother of Somaliland and the mother of democracy. Her name is Fahima Ali, and they say she's going to become a president of Somaliland. I don't want to. May God rescue us from this place. Adna Adan is the mother of Somaliland, and she worked for international organizations, and she married the first Prime Minister of Somalia, and she used her pension to help the women, because we had mortality rates in the African continent that the Westerns had made a shithole, and it proved that I despise the Africans. I married a waste man, a white Jewish man, to rescue me from the African shithole. And she used her wealth and money to rescue the women, poor Africans in Somaliland, because they are malnourished Africans, having many babies whom they don't attend to. And she was rescuing him, Mama of democracy, Adna Adan. Who recites, and she is, and all the Westerners are saying an amazing breed from Somaliland, an intellectual figure made by our Sotek Fahima Ali, married to our American Jew Haram Duar. What is this? What is this? Who reads this from papers? She's reading Adna Adan did it. هو ده is not what she did. Why are you reading this from the papers? Is he too erasing your memory? Is he erasing your memory? Your husband, America, is erasing your memory? What is this? A bunch of criminals. They live in this neighborhood. They made him America, EU, UK, USA, and the Muslim haram doers. They made them billionaires with PhD. And my sister is saying to me, not in this life you will graduate or have anything. What is this? The blood of the century? I don't want anything from them. I am actually searching for stuff abroad. Here is he talking with Farid Zakaria, and they are talking about America, youth. And Farid Zakaria is saying to him, I am in a hotel room. I am in a hotel room. It is without light, or the light is great. A filthy creature. He is like a trafficker of the billionaires. Even as an employee, if you work for those billionaires, you have a right. As an American citizen, you have a right. That's why they want to import XNZ from other nations, where they deprive them of all rights and they do to them whatever they want. Elon Musk is saying nobody is going to die for the H1B like me. I am going to die over it. Just like he was saying at the elections, go and vote for President Trump. Like if your life depends upon it, as if your life depends upon it. I will tell you this Trump, he's not a Christian, he's an atheist. There are even some atheists who have like kindness, who have morality, who have ideals, who have virtues, who have humanity. This Trump is deprived of everything. He's deprived of everything. And they are like criticizing. and they are criticizing this and that. He lacks everything. He lacks everything. He says Scott Bassett, this guy, he wants to make him a secretary of treasury. He says he's a great guy. He's have the most brilliant mind. All his theories and all his policies and everything. He's saying about America's finance, the Western economy, and X and Z. It is great, and he is gay. Americans, Republicans are not saying anything about him. He's gay. Is this not DEI? They say California fires or fires that occurred in California, they occurred because fire departments and the police work policies, it is filled by lesbians. Is this Scott Bassett? I am even if I am a Jew, even if I am a Christian, this shit Americans are involved in, this is contrary to my religious, ethical, moral, whatever ideals, virtues, beliefs I have. I am anti this. Like Trump was saying, we will make a permanent gender is only male and female. It is just like even the Christian church says, but they fabricated it. They gave them money. They gave them money, and they made even a church walk, and they are saying il pronouns, and they are killing one another over the pronouns. In this walk fire department, is this Scott Bassett? He too is gay, and there are a lot of gays they support. I am anti all this. I am a religious, spiritual, like ethical human being with virtues, with ideals. I am anti all this haram and all those evil. If you are going to oppose those woke stuff of California, oppose also your Scott Zift haram doer. Isn't he a haram doer? And they are saying he's trafficking his children. He's trafficking his children. This mosque and those area, they are haram doers. They are haram doers. They are as if البيت هكسس, they are talking about themselves. There are stuff God never forgives. All such haram and heinous stuff and crimes against humanity you committed against the innocent, those stuff Lord Almighty does not ever forgive it. This stuff God never forgives them. And there is like there is a spokesman of American military, and he is talking about Trump administration and what Trump administration, and are they going to give them like advices here and there, and give them recommendations, whenever I see this, whenever I come across a video for this spokesman for the American military, he looks as if an abused man. He's abused in his home, he is abused in his work, he is abused in the society. And he's talking about the Houthis. We are unable to defeat the Houthis. And he is saying he's talking about Israel. He's talking about Israel and Gaza and stuff like that. And he's saying we are unable to defeat the Houthis. The Yemenis in this nation, they were about even to kill me, just like the Syrians. I don't know what is they they allied against me. Syrians were about to kill me. Syrians were about to kill me. Yemenis were about to kill me. Along the criminals of Somaliland. Egyptians were about to kill me along with the criminals of Somaliland. Because their trafficking and their evil and the haram they did have become exposed. All of them allied against me. And I am about to be killed by all of them. I even go to places. Westerns are chasing me. Even Westerns are chasing me, and they said, "You are a prisoner. You are a prisoner. There is no bread outside of the house. Remain in your home. Remain and stay in your home. You are a prisoner. There is no bread." Jews are trying to kill me in Somaliland. Muslims are trying to kill me. Majority of the Muslims and even allied with the Christians. I am the victim here because I am refusing evil. I am refusing evil. All of them allied against me. I don't know what is the name of this guy. I'm going to show you. He's the spokesperson for the American Armed Forces. And whenever I come across his speeches, there is something wrong with him. Is he a Scott Bassett? I have no idea. There is something wrong with him. Feed him like, feed your spokesperson like you are feeding Lloyd Austin. What does Lloyd Austin eat? Let him eat the same stuff Lloyd Austin is eating. I don't know what is Lloyd Austin eating. My sister's little boy is playing with the orphan. I once said he has a beautiful voice and he looks beautiful. I once said his voice should become like a ringtone. Instead of this tone is on the mobile, his voice should be recorded and become like a ringtone for mobiles. And I have something for Antony Blinken. He goes here and there. My grandfather, well, his stepdad, he was a Holocaust survivor, and he escaped Ashwazi. He escaped Aswaji, and then he went into the woods, into the forest, into the jungle, and he was there for his father or stepdad or something like that. And he remained in hiding for 3 days. He remained only 3 days. We are in hiding for 50 years. And you became this billionaire figure around the world. He's an evil creature. He's an evil creature. And he's talking about I am a dad. He went into the Middle East and around everywhere on planet Earth for billions of times. Even President Xi said to him when he went to China, why is he what brought him again to China? When is he going to leave? Even President Xi of China said, if I am an American, even this China, I don't know if you see the documentaries of America, it is ruined by an establishment and the billionaires and the politicians and there are racist and evil creatures within a society. Just like Cash Patel, I would have made police, intelligence, and some areas within the military, I would have made them into a museum, and even the society, and even President Xi is saying about this President Antony Blinken. What brought him again into China? when is he going to leave? And he doesn't want even to have like a dialogue with him, a dialogue with him. He's an evil creature, and he's saying, I am a father, I know parenthood, uh, and he's talking about war in Gaza, and he's talking about Israelis, and he's talking about the Palestinians. Would I allow this evil to occur to my family, to my children? I am a father, I know this. He's an evil creature. He does he doesn't give a damn. He's like Somaliland. He doesn't give a damn about anything. He doesn't give a damn about anything. This today, it is dedicated. Some portion of it is dedicated, and he was giving like his last speech, his last speech in the Atlantic Council, on the Atlantic Council, and he brought Biden. You know, even when President Xi went to America, he is sitting there in a conference, and Biden is asked, is President Xi, he's asked, is President Xi a dictator? And he says, yes, he's a dictator. He's a dictator. He's an evil creature. He is saying, do you know what UN and the State Department had said about Taiwan? The UN and the State Department said about Taiwan, it is an internal matter. Taiwan belongs to China. Imagine, a despicable. يعني where is this stuff they talk about اللي هو self determination. United States of America and Israel, they want to come to Somaliland, and they want to build a military base and even establish an embassy. Israel and the United States build a military base, a port, and establish an embassy inside of Somaliland. Is self-determination allowed for certain nations and is not allowed? This is like اللي هو double standards, an American hypocrisy, a criminal enterprise, and it is not allowed for other states, and he is mocking Biden. He's mocking this Anthony Blinken. He is like Kamala Harris. He is an agent. He and Kamala Harris and all those creatures, they are, even this Trump, they are revenging something for themselves and their bodies. In night of the long knives, execute order 66 has been occurring within the American society and government for centuries. There are factions even within the American government and its governmental departments. There is civil wars inside it. This Adam Kissinger, he had a recent talk, and he's saying it is in a matter of years America will have a great civil war again, worse than the previous civil wars. The previous civil wars and اللي هو it created. This is a criminal enterprise. This is Anthony Blinken. And he's talking about in my last talk with the President Biden, in his last speech, he's talking about the Middle East. In my last talk with if actually Biden remembers any of the stuff he's talking about. They went into Gaza and they had a meeting with Israel, and he and the spokesperson for the White House, they were on an airplane, and they were afraid that Biden have, like George Bush, Freudian slip. He was about to expose something, and all of them on the airplane, they took President Biden President Biden, and they locked him in a room. They were afraid. They were afraid President Biden is going to expose something, some of the evils. They erased his memory, so he never testifies against them, and the crimes and heinous stuff they committed, he wouldn't expose them. And he is saying, President Biden, on the plane, wherever I can do something, I will go there and do aid everybody, and issues and the dilemmas occurring here and there, I will resolve them. And this Antony Blinken, he took like Biden, and he looked with the criminal enterprise at the White House spokesperson, and they looked Jeanine, I don't know what is her name, Jeanine whatever, and they locked him in a room, and he's talking about in my last conversation in this Atlantic Council, in my last conversation, if he remembers, does he remember anything actually? Maybe he doesn't even know if this is Antony Blinken. He doesn't even know if this is Antony Blinken. And we had a talk, and he's saying, in my last discussion with, throughout crimes against humanity that occurred within the United States of America, Antony Blinken was there. All the crimes against humanity throughout all the administrations, throughout the American administrations, Antony Blinken, until the inauguration day, we are going to discuss many individuals. Among them, this Antony Blinken. He's an evil entity. Just like the criminals of Somaliland, the criminals of the Muslim world, the criminals in the Christian world. Is it they are saying nothing by force, nothing. I am telling the entire planet Earth, and you will never take something from me by force. I don't want to live in Somaliland. I am not searching for anything. And he's talking about studying and researching and whatever shit Blinken is talking about. And President Biden, who is not aware of anything, is with him. I don't search for anything inside the Muslim world or the places where the Jews and the Zionists are plotting evil, and the Muslims are plotting evil plots with one another. All of them are Zion. Even this neighborhood and this Somaliland is a Zionist nation. As I told you, it is the 12 lost tribes of Israel. I don't search for anything. In the places of Muslim and non-Muslim Zionists, plotters of genocide, crimes against humanity, and evil. They are criminal enterprises. We are going via, and my laptop is like this, and I don't have a single penny. They broke my laptop like this. And my phone is broken, and they have my room's key, and they have my room's key, and it is stuff that they are committing against me is horrendous. They are forcing evil upon me. Everything that was important for me for me, my university, my job, a laptop, a laptop I was using for study and researching and stuff like that and everything, and my phone and everything, and even everything in the room, everything they ruined it, and everything they ruined it. And they lock you some days in the toilet and in your room and say you will be burned. Some days, the orphan is saying, who is it? Who is it? Some days I am locked. He said, he and the neighbors and the mosques and the sheikhs, they said we are going to burn the house. He is playing football with my sister's sibling, with my sister baby. And he's saying, who is it? Who is it? Because they did something to a door of my baby's room and the toilet. And they said, we will either burn you and kill you in your bedroom outside of the house and in the toilet. And we are going, in neighbors said, and Somaliland and the Jews and the Christians, and we are going to burn you. They point to the teeth. Do you know the story of the teeth? When you burn something, el corpus, sometimes what remains, they talk about the teeth so much. When you burn el corpus, sometimes what remains of the corpus is pinnacles. They are fucking bastard criminals. He and the neighbors and the mosque, with the police, with the military, with the intelligence, with Somaliland, said we will burn the entire house. And the neighbors, imagine, I swear by God's name, it is a criminal enterprise. They said, you are not, for refusing to pay, because your room's door is not open, for refusing to pay a sodomy tax. The door is not open. They said, we are going, what religion is like this? We are going to burn the entire house. Imagine. They are fucking bastard criminals. Some days, you go inside the toilet or you are inside the room, it will not ever open. And he comes from outside and he says, laughing, he and his neighbors, the next and Z. Asma said, and the neighbors and the mosques, the next and Z. Asma said, no two refrigerators. You must obey. You must do this and that. She's a haram door. She said everybody will anarrib you along with her neighbors. And even Sheikh is saying, pay al-anarrib tax. The door of the jihad was opened. What is the door of the jihad? They said we are going to burn you. In bedroom room, some days it will not open. It will not open. And even the toilet. And they say, Ahmed, the toilet is not opening. Come and open it. Ahmed, this place is locked. It is not opening. His job is crimes against humanity and burning the innocent along everybody on planet Earth. The Muslims and the Jews and the Christians and the neighbors and the mosque and the sheikhs and X and Z, they assigned him for such crimes and evil and haram. Imagine. The pedophilic criminal who says, come to my mosque, I want to fuck you inside it and inside the toilets, assigned them to do this haram. And they are cooking in the kitchen food of zina, luwat, shahwa. I swear by God's name, yesterday I was reading, a Muslim man is writing and he said, I developed breasts, I am having erectile dysfunction, and I am developing features of the women. And I went to a doctor. And he said to me, somebody is they said we are Iman Khalifa, in neighborhood. We are Iman Khalifa. And a Muslim man is writing. And I went to a doctor and they looked at my hormones. They said, male hormones were removed of you. You have no testosterone or anything male inside your body. It was removed. All your hormones were changed, they said. And I am taking my wife to the court. Why did she do this to me? I was great to her. I made her a millionaire, a billionaire. She works. She is one of the most prominent figures in her society. She's the greatest known figure in her society. And I have become suddenly a woman. And when I went to the doctors, they said, you are not a man anymore. And it is done by an injection or via drinks and food. It is our kitchen, I swear by God's name. And the injections of Ismail, Nuh, Rashid, Muslima, and their mosque. They said we are Iman Khalifa. We change people's gender. I was reading yesterday a Muslim man saying, my wife changed my gender. I swear by God's name. Muslims are doing this to. He says, I never did any evil to. I made her a billionaire and the greatest creature on planet Earth. And she changed my entire identity and my entire gender. It is this kitchen. And Ismail is Muslima, Nuh, Rashid, mosque, and the entire nation injections. I swear by God's name, it is this belief. It is a criminal enterprise. This is what they do for the Muslims and the Jews and the Christians. And this Antony Blinken, I am going via Antony Blinken until even I wanted somebody, and there is nobody who made like a whole, you do like a wrapping for departments within American administration. This is like a wrap up or like what achievements and the accomplishments of state department, armed forces, education department. Indians are saying we are going to bring Indians because America failed in its job to make the greatest scientists, the greatest doctors, the greatest psychologists. They ruined it. I would have became just like they say, psychology became a prominent. Didn't I tell you that in our podcasts? Psychology became an established field and sector and department within American society after the Second World War because of the immigration of the German scientists. Because of the immigration of the German scientists to America, there was no psychology in America before 1945. There was nothing called psychology. And this thing they label as psychological warfare, terror war. You are like المعنويات of the people. المعنويات of the people, like they are saying to me from the microphones, we will break the door, we are coming in seconds, we will do this to you, you will be burned inside the house. They point to the teeth. They say when you burn a corpus, the only thing after burning that is left is the genitals. Imagine the fucking zift terrorists and traffickers, evil doers for refusing their haram. Here is the guy I am talking to you about. He is like El Pentagon. Whenever he is giving a speech, he is as if suffering from severe disease, malnourishment, or some other horrendous stuff. And he's talking about the Houthis, Israel, and the Trump administration. And he's saying we got nothing to do with them. And we are unable to defeat the Houthis. Whenever you come across this guy, give him what you are giving to Lloyd Austin. Whatever you are feeding Lloyd Austin, is this an evil creature? I don't know. I will be looking into him also. Whenever he is giving a briefing or talking, He is like he's not with us, and he is suffering from something. I don't know what this something is. I have I have millions of stuff and billions of stuff to do every day. Actually, I am doing billions of stuff every day. And Iman Khalifa and her ilk are criminal enterprises who force terrorism, trafficking, and crimes against humanity, against the innocent. They are doing evil stuff to us, and they captured beside the Pakistani grooming gangs and the Muslim grooming gangs in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, they captured a leader of the Jewish community. A leader of the Jewish community within the United Kingdom is accused that this is the job of why Jews were expelled from many parties. There is a documentary. They did something الربا interest rates. They would give haram loans. My mom talks about, do you want a loan? What fucking loan? Is this the Merchant of Venice? Just like the story of the Merchant of Venice. I am searching for jobs abroad. I give them all my money. What is this? Do you want a loan? Is this the Merchant of Venice? It is a criminal enterprise via Muslim Jews and the Christians. They were engaged in trafficking even their own just like and with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. They were trafficking their own people, and they talk, we are 12 million, we are 12. Why are you prostituting and trafficking and committing horrendous stuff against your own people if you are going to say everywhere they committed the Holocaust against us? We are 12 million. And even inside Israel, they are beating everybody to death, imprisoning them, and saying war on Gaza, you should not be talking about it, and you should not be discussing it or protest. And even the youth and everybody and the elders and everybody, and they are doing just as within the Western world and USA. They are expelling people from their jobs, and everywhere the Jews are saying we are 12 million. They are criminal enterprises, just like the Muslims and the Christians. He's going to say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. He said in mosque there are people who are dealing or stuff that are occurring against them. Did he say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah? He did not say astaghfirullah. He finished the prayers. He did not say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. If you want your dilemma to end, you must do astaghfirullah and sallallahu alayhi wasallam. For me, this is the Allah says in the Quran, it says المال والبنون. In the Quran, Allah says المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا والباقيات الصالحات خير عند ربك وأبقى. Allah says in the Quran, for him astaghfirullah and sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it is stuff he and the Muslim and the Jews and the Christians they know about. Astaghfirullah and sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But Allah says in the Quran, وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ. وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ. Astaghfirullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it is a code language. It is a code language between a mosque, a neighborhood, and other criminal Somaliland and other criminal enterprises, Muslim, Jews, and Christians. الجوش like a Jewish community, its leader was arrested because he was trafficking and engaged in aiding and facilitating grooming gangs. It is a fucking swamp. This United Kingdom, it is filth. Murdoch channels, it is criminal enterprises, Bloomberg, all those filthy entities. It is filth. Murdoch, Bloomberg, Comcast, all those criminal enterprises, sick creatures, filth. They are worse than one another. Trump is not anything. He doesn't have philosophy. He don't have ideology. He don't have religion. He don't have spirituality. He is hired to do evil. He is employed by criminal entities, Muslim Jews and Christians. Antony Blinken for until the inauguration day, and before the inauguration day, every day we are going to talk about Antony Blinken and X and Z. There are criminal enterprises within the American administrations and even the American society, Muslim, Jews, Christian societies. We are going to expose them and make broadcasts about them. This is our obligation as the victims of their crimes against humanity for decades and decades and decades. He's the criminal who went to Nigeria, and he is saying, Antony Blinken, and he's saying, the State Department, it produced a report. It is saying it is one of the worst countries or nations around planet Earth, and Antony Blinken is saying you are the beacon of democracy. So Somaliland accused of horrendous stuff, and Somaliland, they praise Nigeria so much. Nigeria, it is the land of all sorts of all evil crimes, like majority of Muslim, African, Asian, and other nations. And he's saying Nigeria is the greatest nation on planet Earth, and you are the beacon of democracy. This Antony Blinken is a criminal enterprise. I don't know who he works for. He doesn't work for the American administration. He works for something else. All of them. Something else we don't know about. My laptop, they ruined it. It is not function. I don't have anything. I don't have money. I am unable to find job 5 years. I am applying for jobs abroad. Applied for the lottery card, for the green card. I don't have anything, and my laptop is broken like this, and my mobile is broken. Everything is broken and ruined, in and outside of the room. Every day, as you can see, this is the greatest man on planet Earth. He is one of my role models, and he made a speech about Palestine. He won Nobel Prize in Psychology and Economics. Professor Daniel Kahneman, whatever his name is. I would have worked for him. He died. I was saddened by his death. I was very saddened by his death. He's a great scholar, and he made a talk about humanity, and even he made a talk about Palestine. I don't know when is God going to rescue us from this shithole. And they took all my money. He's making a noise to the cupboard. Where are you going? You don't have money. You have clothes. Is your clothes going to help you to travel from Somaliland? الأورفن is making God, ربنا سبحانه وتعالى is going to rescue me. It doesn't matter. God is going to rescue me. He's making cupboard noise. You have clothes, you don't have money. God is going to rescue me, God. Lord Almighty. We are going to, for a little bit, we are going via this Antony Blinken. Then some stuff. And that's it for today. Until our next talk, broadcast, discussion. The laptop is ruined. It is not functioning. And there is some filthy creatures we are going to discuss. Other filthy creatures we are going to discuss. This child has a beautiful voice. It should be made like a ringtone for mobiles. My sister's kid. He doesn't talk. He doesn't talk like fluently like all. But I discussed this with you. Albert Einstein was mute until age 7 or 8, I think. Nobody wanted to employ, even Albert Einstein, they refused to employ him. And Albert Einstein was mute until age 7 and 8, until age 7 or 8. I have another sister, her name is Safia. She did also horrendous stuff to me. Even her husband tried to kill me. Imagine. They all chased me with the nation, with the police, with the military, with the neighbors, with X and Z, and they were about to kill me. Her son also is mute. Albert Einstein was mute, but they are highly intelligent. Sometimes I say maybe they are not. Somebody told them not to talk, but they talk. I said maybe they talk. Somebody said to them don't talk. They are highly intelligent. Albert Einstein was mute. He didn't talk until age 7 or 8. And he said it is even in psychology. Children who have like do not they don't talk. Children in child psychology, they made like stuff at age 1 year is old, at age 2 years old, a child should be doing this and that and that, and his language is like this, and his mind capabilities is like this, and his motor skills is like this. They are highly intelligent. They are very highly intelligent kids, but they don't talk. Even Albert Einstein says, what contributed to me being a highly intelligent individual was did not talk at the same expected years that psychologists or doctors or X and Z said a child should be talking at that age. I was not talking at that age. What is his name? Albert Einstein said so, and nobody wanted to hire Albert Einstein. Nobody wanted to hire him or employ him, and he found they say I am watching, actually I am watching mystery series. A little girl, she is a detective, and she was raised by her aunts. Her name is Matilda, and her mom disappeared. It is queen. It is English mysteries. It is called Queen of Mystery Murderers, and the child, her name is Matilda, and she becomes a detective. And her favorite genre of fiction was mysteries. And her aunties owned a mystery bookstore, for selling mystery novels. I was about to say something, I forgot it. They are making us forget stuff. They are talking actually even about this, about delay in talking contributes to intelligence. It is a great mystery series. The other thing they said, they have every now and then they solve. She is solving murders. A daughter of their sister that disappeared. They solve. She's a detective. They solve the murder cases with her. And in one of the episodes, they say ال smart person copies. Smart person copies a lot of my stuff. I saw a lot of my stuff is stolen here and there. They are saying there is a book actually called, it is by a guy called Aston Klein. He's an American writer, and his book is called Steal Like an Artist. Those aunties are saying il smart person copies, the intelligent steals. The intelligent steals. This American author, he has actually a book called Steal Like an Artist. I have this book actually. It is talking about a major breakthroughs through humanity and the discoveries. Majority of it, even this Albert Einstein, I'm talking about this Albert Einstein, they say he was working in a patent office. A patent office, it does what? It is for intellectual property. He was reading stuff of other people, and it is just like Nikola Tesla. He was making patents. He was making patents for those discoveries. Albert Einstein, he stole he was never, all his professors said he was not brilliant, but he was brilliant. He just hated system. He said it is a system built on memorizing. German system, educational system, it was a system built on memorizing stuff, and he hated that stuff. So he worked in patent office. He is the entire day he's going through stuff, and he's going through stuff. Those aunties are saying, just like this book is still like an artist. They are saying, I am reading actually this book. I am reading this book. I will never show it to anybody. They are saying, majority of the breakthroughs, like Nikola Tesla, like Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, all those stuff, they in actual, and this Sabine Hoffman, معرفش ايه, this German physicist, she's saying I left academia because they were stealing my stuff. Majority of those stuff, they say it was not for the people that claim it belonged to. It was stolen by those billionaires and wealthy creatures. I have this book actually. I'm not going to show it to anybody. It is for me to become great. It is not for anybody. For making myself great. They are threatening me. And she's talking about Abdul Ghani. Abdul Ghani is an important creature for them. Who is Abdul Ghani? They are terrorists and traffickers. The windows of my room and the microphones of the mosque, it is used in the entire Muslim world. It is used for even in news channels. If I am watching a news channel, the news channels are working with Muslim. Sky News works with the neighborhood, with the mosque, with Muslima. Bloomberg works for them. Murdoch works for them. Because Abarsatek, they are criminals. They are escaping certain crimes they committed against me for 50 years. They are sending warnings and stuff, evil stuff, via their alliances. Via their alliances. Currently she is talking about Abdul Ghani. Murdoch, even if I watch Sky News, Kay Barley is operating with the mosque in neighborhood, orphan and the Muslima, and what is her name? This ugly Jew. What is her name? This creature. Talk TV works with Muslima. GB News works with Muslima. Sky News works for Muslima. The entire planet Earth, they are escaping crimes they committed against me for 50 years. They are engaged in pedophilia, terrorism, trafficking, forcing haram on the innocent, drugging people and making Pornhub movies of them while they are under the influence of like Abu Ghraib. It is Abu Ghraib. They want to escape the crimes against humanity of Abu Ghraib. They are Abu Ghraib. They want to escape Abu Ghraib. The crimes they committed together. Criminal enterprise. She got nothing to do. Even she doesn't go outside of the house. She doesn't send her. She talks a lot about Quran. I live in this house for 11 years. I never heard her reading Quran or her kids. She talks so much about bring the Quran, carry the Quran. We wanted to see firi. You want something. We want to see also something firi. It is a criminal enterprise of haram. Her kids don't go to school. She doesn't send even this Quran she is discussing. She doesn't send her kids to Quran schools. She doesn't recite Quran. I never heard her talk, and I never heard her talking about hadith. And she never talks about the hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu. I don't know why she exists. She exists for crimes against humanity, for the Muslims, Jews, and the Christians. And she wears hijab and a niqab. Her entire existence revolves around for doing crimes for the Muslims and the Jews and the Christians. And her husband is filthy. He's ugly. and filth, and even her kids ugly and filthier than one another. They are filthy creatures, and I lost everything because of them, the Muslims and the Jews and the Christians. It is criminal enterprise. A protester during his talk, does he give a damn? He is a criminal entity, and his criminal entity, Muslim, Jews, and Christians are there for him. Does he care about a protester that is insulting him or threatening him or any other shitty stuff? He's a criminal enterprise. They are criminal enterprises. All of majority of Somaliland, criminal enterprises, they have UK, US, and EU citizenship. The filthiest are the UK. Their wives are locked in the mental asylums in the EU, UK, USA. They are filthy creatures. They work in crimes against humanity and all sorts of evil. He is linked, as I told you, الانتربرايزز that are protecting Antony Blinken among them, and many Zionists within the Muslim world, Jews and Christians, and even Somaliland, they and the UK, US, EU, Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. It is those creatures. It is those creatures. Imagine this in the Christmas tree. This boy he's on TikTok. His name is Your Favorite Guy, and he has millions of followers. I don't have a single follower. I will show you something after a moment. I don't have a single follower. Do you know what he did? He talks about boycotting Zionist products. He is like from the United Kingdom, or he is an American. He's from the Western world. This young man. And he did another TikTok video. His name is Your Favorite Guy. And he made a TikTok video on Christmas celebrations. President Biden has given a freedom medal to Bob Francis. And he did a TikTok video about, and it is called, when you are celebrating a baby Jesus, you put a baby under the Christmas tree. It is called in nativity celebration. Bob Francis has put under a Christmas tree a child, a Palestinian child or a Western child, I don't know, a baby wrapped in the Palestinian kufiyya, under the Christmas tree in the Holy See. It is called Holy See, or Holy Vatican, the holy place of the Vatican, the Holy Vatican, and they are celebrating in Nativity or in Christmas in the Vatican. And it is rabid. Italians, they committed crimes against humanity, against me. They sent criminals just like Muslims, Jews, Christians to this place, saying, I, just like the orphan and everybody, I am a man, because they want to kill me, make me a sexual slave, lock me in this penis basis. They are talking about this Christian boy. He did a video and it got million, and he says, I am going to pay for my university, support my channel. They gave him millions of US dollars. I don't know whatever his Western nationality is. And this is the only video he made, talking about the Christmas tree and the baby Jesus under it, wrapped by Palestinian kufiyya. Imagine, I am toiling all the day, and they are saying to me, in Muslims, the Jews and the Christians, become a prostitute. Let everybody on planet Earth and she's saying, ha, il fucking whore. What is this, ha? Who's saying ha? Il evil creature, il babysitter of my sister. She's saying ha ha. What is ha ha? She's a criminal enterprise. What is this? Haha. And they are saying, do haram, we want you to do haram. She looks like Hitler. She is ugly. If you see how she looks, she's saying, haha. What is haha? She looks like Hitler himself. And she was fasting on Sunday. They are worse than one another. The Muslims, the Jews, and the Christians. She's saying, haha. What is haha? She looks like a sack of shit. She is an evil creature, and since she came, she is threatening me, bullying me, and saying about me, I am mad. She's a sack of shit criminal, just like the entire household, the entire nation and neighborhood. She's a filthy creature, and she sits beside il maid, and she's saying, both of them saying about me, you are mad. They are terrorists and traffickers, haram doers. A fucking filthy sack of shit. And she looks like Satan himself. What fucking haha? She looks like Satan himself. They made me poor. The entire nation is about to kill me. I have nowhere to go. And she heard a prostitute, and she's saying, yes, become a prostitute. Who says this? She's a fucking bastard piece of shit. And they left a baby in her. Yani she is looking after a baby since she came. She's going here and there and going here and there. All of them are sex. They are escaping, as I told you, the crimes they did against me. She is the prostitute, and her neighborhood and her nation and all the Somaliland fucking bastards haram do were chasing me here and there. And her neighborhood and the mosque and everybody who raped me, drugged me, and made anal rape videos of it while I was sodomized. She is a fucking bastard. She is aiding the neighborhood and the mosques and the nation that committed crimes against humanity, against me. She's a fucking bastard piece of shit. And she looks like Satan. She was fighting on Sunday. She was fasting on Sunday. And she said, because I had Ramadan fasting, and I am doing the Ramadan fasting on Sunday. Since she came, she is threatening me, bullying me, insulting me, and saying they committed crimes against humanity, against me together. And an orphan, and they and the orphan, and all of them say, we will burn you, imagine, and we will kill you. And she is making her ally in crimes. She and the mosque and the neighbors, they lock the babies in the toilets, shower them, and leave them inside the toilets. Because I exposed all those crimes, she's making noises in the toilet where they locked the babies whom they are showering in the middle of the night. A piece of shit haram door. Who else is saying we don't? Even Syrians, they are making videos. It is a prison. Am I here so you harvest my organs? She looks like Satan himself. I don't know what she is or who she is. And she's saying, yes, we will make you a prostitute. What is this fucking bastard, the piece of shit? And they are making toilet sounds where they look the babies. All of them are committing crimes against humanity, against me, because they are linked to the criminals who were locking their babies, and they were saying to my mom, you are a boy, sit down. You are a man, sit down. Man, stand. Man, sit. And they were showering the babies in the middle of the night. And so Somaliland accused of pedophilia. So Somaliland and the neighborhood and the mosque and everybody whom were showering babies in the middle of the night. And locking them in the toilets. They were saying to the babies, Man Rabbok, who is your Lord? And the baby, the baby is saying to the mother and the father, leave me. And he's saying to the man, She says, I am a man, come to me. The baby is saying to the man, you are my mama. And he is saying to the woman, the baby is saying to the woman, after they locked him in the toilet for hours and hours, he's saying to the woman, you are Baba. And he is saying to the mother, you are Baba. You are Baba. Criminal enterprises. And they say to the child, who is your God? And the God says, and the baby says, El God is Mama and Baba. Mama and Baba are God. Criminal enterprises protected by Jews and the Muslims and the Christians. Criminal enterprise. Am I afraid from them? I am not afraid. They would say some days from the window, just like they are saying, we are going to burn you. Open your door, let everybody, and we see you, everybody. Because the videos where you were an Arabian drugged were exposed, let everybody see you enjoying this. I will show you actually a criminal of The View talking about Nicole Kidman made a video, not a video, a movie about a female CEO. She is an old woman. She is in her 60s or her 70s. I don't know. They are saying, hoy. Neighbors chase me saying, and babies playing football, don't play with mama. What is this haram and this filth? And The View is making. I got stuff to do. They came, they want to erase crimes. We are not the same. They are here to erase crimes they did. I am fighting for myself, and I am fighting for a greater place where crime is again, for my rights, for my liberty, for my freedom, and for a greater place to go. They want me to become a sexual slave of who made them billionaires. El Musk is saying to me, he's accused of pedophilia. And she's walking in the neighborhood with the baby, and nobody's doing anything to her. In neighborhood that is about, everybody is walking in the neighborhood that is about to kill me. You work with them in terrorism and trafficking and all kinds of crimes against humanity. And nobody is about to kill you. And she's saying, haha, she looks like Satan himself. I don't know what she is. And this Sunny Houston and Joy Behar, her name is Joy Behar or whatever. And they are talking about a movie made by Nicole Kidman. And she is a female CEO. Just like El Crimes that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell are involved in. And she is cheating on her husband. It's not cheating, she is committing pedophilia and raping minors. Nicole Kidman made a movie where she is raping minors and she is engaged in pedophilia. And The View is talking about it. Criminal enterprises. And they are talking about older women. It was on 11 January, and they are talking about older women doing haram with minors. El View is talking 11 January. They are talking with older women doing haram and all sorts of horrendous stuff. And this Joy Behar, she's talking about when she started her career and stuff like that, and masturbation. And she's in one of my courses, one of the university professors, they were talking about this. They talked about this haram, and even there were people inside the house talking about drugs and the alcohol is used for calming. My university youth there were telling me alcohol and the drugs are used for calming. I was expelled from my university and all allied against me because I was not saying drugs and alcohol are great and they are using and it is great for calming. It is great for calming. Elizabeth Warren actually is talking about Pete Hegseth is an addict. He's drunk, and we want somebody sober, somebody who is sober. This household and this area and this nation, some days they erase your memory because they are protected by the Muslims, Jews, and the Christians for evil purposes. Imagine a religion that became like this. Elizabeth Warren is talking about this. Pete Hegseth, he's drunk. And others are talking about his fraud. He embezzled money. He stole millions of US dollars and X and Z. Actually, there are like documentaries even about Dick Cheney, how he embezzled money via being a military contractor from the defense budget and the military budget. And not only that, I don't know, for the 7th time, 8th time, 9th time, 10th time, the US Army failed. It is internal auditing. So, and it is accused of all, and he is like accused of all horrendous stuff. The US Army failed auditing. They say every auditor that went into the American army, it couldn't audit it because there is a lot of evil and fraud committed inside the US Army. That why are they defending like this Pete Hegseth? Is he like the American? He committed fraud, and this American army, it failed in auditing. They resemble one another. And the military has the highest rape cases. Unlike any other institution within the USA. Here is it. It failed. Now it failed. This article says Pentagon fails audit for 6 years. It now failed for the 7th or 8th time. The Pentagon. Nobody can audit the Pentagon. It is among the institutions in the United States of America. It fails every auditing commission. They say he stole millions, and those there are trillions missing. Even they say there were trillions allocated for rebuilding of Iraq. The whole planes that were carrying those trillions disappeared. Like the American government, it sent helicopters and planes with trillions of US dollars to Iraq to rebuild it. The whole planes with the trillions of the US dollars, it's disappeared. Those who want Pete Hegseth are those accused of such heinous stuff. No good Muslim or good Christian or good Jew would ever support or defend Pete Hegseth. And there is something evil about him. The woman is threatening me. And in the other video, they are talking about yesterday, I don't watch the View. Sunny Houston and her gang, they are talking about wildfires of California, and Brooke Shields was there, and she is. They are saying she is a figure that should not age. Entire planet Earth are working that she never ages, and this criminal enterprise. I hate the black people. Majority of the black people, I hate them, the Jews, the Muslim, and the Christians, because give them. She was talking. Sunny Houston was talking about money. She is wearing light blue. She's wearing light blue, and she's wearing golden shoes. I bought golden shoes, high heels for my graduation. I never wore them. My sister actually came one day, and she was about to kill me, and she said, "Why are you wearing my high heels?" She was about to. One day she comes, she says, "It is my house. I will be locking you somewhere." Another day she comes, there is something. One day I was wearing high heels. She came, just like when I went to the beauty salon. I was beaten by everybody on planet Earth, and they said to me, "Amira, Amira, it is investment, a lot of investment." I invested in myself. I don't know whom they are talking about. What fucking enterprise is this? I invest. Lord Almighty invested in me. I invested in myself. They beaten me to death because I was wearing also high heels, and they cut all my hair. And they said, "Is religion of Islam, it won't." Is she says to me, this fucking bastard in that place is saying to me, "Prostitute, prostitute." She looks like Satan himself, and she came to defend in nation and the neighborhood and the Jews and the Christians that trafficked me and committed crimes against humanity against me. She put flip-flops. She put flip-flops in the front door. And she's saying to me, flip-flops, who are you? I am going to wear. My mom wears high heels. My sister is wear high heels. My relatives wear high heels. An entire nation wears high heels. Who are you, fucking bastard? Why do you care about what I am wearing? She came to me. She came to me. And she was about to kill me, and she said, "Why are you wearing my high heels?" Imagine, my sister was about to kill me inside the house, who works for the UN. And she said, "Why are you wearing my high heels?" How, Ida? They gave you a monopoly? Your mom wears it, your other sisters, your relatives, the entire nation, everybody. They are doing all this for my family, and this View is speaking about. She's wearing golden high heels. My sister wore golden high heels for her wedding, and she wears it wherever she's going. To the parties she goes to the meetings, to whatever she wants. Even my golden shoes I bought for my graduation party, they raped me and thrown me from the 10th floor and gave her even my golden shoes I bought for my graduation. And on my graduation certificate, they wrote her birth year and month over my graduation certificate. What is this? It is organ harvesting, trafficking network. This criminal is wearing flip-flops. Criminal enterprises that works in evil. And this Sunny Houston is talking about money and not money. Why are you on air? Why are you on air? You are there. You are working as a news personality for money. Everybody wants money. Who does? You are a billionaire and a millionaire. You are there for money.